Hey everyone, it's me, Alyssa, girl with the plum bob tattoo here. I just wanted to talk about some things that are going on in my life right now, and I'm outside because I don't know, it's kind of nice out, but it is raining, so I feel like there will be minimum people actually listening in, but I do like spending out my time outside lately, especially when it gets warmer, because you know it's always so cold in Minnesota until summer hits, and then it's like Satan's nuts. Anyways, yeah, so I just wanted to talk to you guys about something that I've been dealing with, and that I've technically been dealing with for a long time, but I didn't really know, waiting for a car to pass, I didn't really know about these issues like in full detail until like last week. So starting from the top, basically, when I was 18, I took a Depo shot. And if you don't know what a Depo shot is, basically a birth control shot that you get. I mean, I got it in my butt cheek, I'm not even gonna lie. And it's supposed to stop your period and your cycle for like maybe about 3 months. It's been a long time since I've done this, so I'm not sure. I think about 3 months. And after my 3 months came and went, I noticed that I didn't get my period. Of course, I had like a pregnancy scare for a minute, and then that went away. I've never ever been pregnant in my entire life. I mean, I am 29. I just turned 29 in January, so you know, I feel like I'm like the only woman who hasn't had a pregnancy in her entire 20s. And then it just never came back. I mean, like, it came back sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes there would be like maybe twice, 3 times a year, 4 times at most I would get my period. So I was kind of ignorant about it, and I was kind of like taking it as like, yay, I'm not having my period and I'm not getting pregnant. Clearly something's wrong, but I'm not going to address it. I didn't have insurance for a long time until a few years ago. I got some insurance, and even when I had insurance, I didn't really seek answers for it because we weren't ready really. I don't want to say I wasn't really ready to figure out what it was that was happening. And you know, now that I'm almost 30, I went through this like period in January. Well, it was about December, January. Right before my birthday. My birthday's the 18th of January, if you didn't know. Right before my birthday, I kind of went through this thing where I was like, anything that I don't have finished, that I feel like I should have finished, I'm gonna do it, because I've suffered with anxiety and depression, all sorts of mental health issues since basically puberty, and I never really got help for it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for my permit again, my driving permit. I will freely say I don't actually have my driver's license. I never went for it. I took the bus everywhere, and then after that I met my husband, and he didn't want me to take the bus, and he drove me everywhere. So I have had this very privileged life of not having to seek that out for myself. But you know, in January I was like, I'm going for it. Like I'm gonna try and get my license. And all of that is to say that I also wanted to focus on my health too. Not just my physical health, but my mental health. So what I started doing was speaking to a therapist, and that has been actually very, very rewarding. I never sought it out. Well, I sought it out once before when I first started really struggling with depression when I was about 14, and I was heavily bullied at school, just heavily bullied. I mean, that could be a whole other video of like things that happened to me when I was in school. So I sought a therapist, talked to her a bit, and I talked to her also about how I really wanted to have children, and I feel like I'm never going to, because I mean, first of all, I've never been pregnant, I don't have my periods, something that just doesn't happen for me, you know. And she asked me all sorts of questions, and I started realizing just how unhealthy it is to not have a period every month. It's just not healthy. I mean, and obviously I knew that, you know, there's something in, I think, women where we're just like, yeah, that's not normal. So I decided, yeah, sure, I'm gonna get a pap smear. So I got my pap. Everything was normal. I didn't have cervical cancer or anything like that. So then the next step, which my therapist helped me to do, was to seek out and find an OBGYN. And 2 weeks ago, it was not even that long ago, 2 weeks ago, I went over there and got my blood drawn. Everything seemed normal except for the ovulation. like hormone that's supposed to be in your blood. And so I went back again and I got an ultrasound. It's a vaginal ultrasound, and they basically just take a look at your uterus and your ovaries and all of that. And it's very uncomfortable, but it's nowhere near the discomfort of a pap, I will say that. And they found that I had cysts in my ovaries, and everything else looked okay. Like, everything was in the position that they needed to be in and everything like that. But my ovaries were, you can hear the dog barking. We have a new dog, which we've been fostering for the past few days, and we're probably going to foster for about a couple months now till my sister picks her up. But anyways, as I was saying, so they found some cysts in my ovaries and officially diagnosed me with PCOS. And you know, at first I was really sad. I was like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean that I am infertile? Does that mean that I can't have babies? Because, you know, I've been married for, okay, why am I already starting to get teary-eyed? I've been married for 8 years now, since 2017. That's just feels wrong. No, I've been with him for 8 years. I was like, that the math isn't mathing. I've been with him for 8 years, married since 2017, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's 6 years that we're gonna be celebrating in 2 months now. And we've talked about having kids. We've talked about what that would look like, what we would do in that situation if I were ever to get pregnant, all of that, but we were never really concerned about it. Like, we never used protection. We're married. Like, you know, we don't do that. And I've never even had a pregnancy scare, much less like take a test just to make sure. I kind of like knew that I wasn't ovulating. I knew it was my fault that we weren't having a baby. And now that I'm like almost 30, you know, I'm gonna be 30 next year, all of my friends from school and from young adulthood have at least 1 to 2 kids. They have their families. They have all of that. All the dreams that I had when I was strolling my little baby doll down the, you know, hallway of the house with their little toy stroller. So after I got diagnosed, I was a little sad, and then I posted about it on my personal page, and my friends and family, pretty much every female that I've ever come in contact with and is still friends with me, reached out and said they were sorry, or like, you know, all that stuff. And also told me that there is hope, because, you know, people with PCOS have babies all the time. So anyways, yesterday I drove to the pharmacy and picked up some metformin. I hope I'm saying that right, metformin. I don't know if there will be any like personal information, so I'm just gonna like cover my name, but looks like that. And I'm supposed to take it with dinner every day, and this is supposed to jumpstart ovulation. So I'm really excited. I'm actually very excited to try it. And then on the way, my husband was talking about how, you know, no one's ever truly ready to have a baby. No one is ever like 100%, you know. So he told me that he's ready. He's like, you know what? I make up excuses about why we wouldn't be ready for it, but I know that we will be good parents. We don't have the perfect circumstances, but nobody does. We have money to feed the child, and we have love to give the child. And that was really, really comforting to hear, because I never really knew how exactly ready he was. There was always like a thing where it was like, well, let's move first, let's save a little first, let's do this and that. And we're horrible savers. We can't save for crap. And he even said, he was like, you're almost 30. And I was like, you think I don't know that? I had to tell him, like, stop saying that. I know I am. So that's happening. So I have PCOS. That's just what it is. It's nice to have the answers, though. It's nice to know what's wrong. And also, a side note on that is I've really suffered with my weight for the past 10 years. Ever since I got that depot shot and didn't get my period after that. Ever since that, I have gained weight progressively, and no matter what I did, no matter how little I ate or how much I exercised, it didn't matter. Every time I stepped on the scale, I kept seeing more and more weight on the scale. So at some point I kind of gave up And in that, I was a little happier because I was not so stressed and I wasn't hyper focused on it so much, and I was able to kind of like focus on things that are more important, you know, family and friends and my job, YouTube. Like, I feel like those things were I felt like those things were a little bit more important. But then I realized, you know, I want to live a long, healthy life. So I'm hoping that with this, you know, with the metformin, I don't know, that I can start kind of like actually seeing results when I try. This is supposed to help with your insulin intake and resistance that comes with having PCOS. I've been watching a lot of PTSD videos today because I was also diagnosed with that. So I have a lot going on. That's kind of why I've been really bad with uploading for the past, few months. I've been a terrible uploader and I'm so sorry. I do want to start uploading a lot more, but I was hoping that you guys would be open to me doing some more real life stuff, things that are affecting my actual everyday life. I mean, sometimes it's really like a non-issue. Like, sometimes I'm just lounging around all day and depressed, but like no one wants to see that. But like, if something happens in life that's kind of crazy, like we're fostering a dog and I got to take the dog on a walk soon, maybe you'd like to see that. Maybe you'd like to see some of the day-to-day things that I've been going through when it comes to PCOS and depression and anxiety and PTSD. I don't know, it's kind of a lot. And I know that I try to make issues smaller by like adding a little comedy or like trying to make it like a self-deprecating joke or something. But I really do struggle a lot. I want to have a baby. I want to have a family. I don't want to die without anyone being there. I don't want to be older and completely past my window and not have anything to show for my life. And I know that there are people who don't want kids, and that is totally fine. I am not ever going to dispute that. Like, for whatever you want in your life, go for it. If you don't want to have kids, that is your prerogative, and I will never say anything against that. I think, especially if you don't want kids, like, why would you have a kid and then like have this child that is unwanted? Like, especially for the child, like, if you don't want kids, don't have kids. But for me personally, I want to lose this weight and grow old with my husband. I want to be healthy, make healthier decisions for myself, and grow to an age where I can look back on life and say, I'm really glad that I did that. I'm really glad that I had my baby. I'm really glad that I have somebody who I loved with everything that I had and who loved me back. And to have someone who's there, you know, who cares when I die, who will be at my funeral, who, you know, and having a baby isn't gonna solidify any of that. You have to treat the child and raise the child first. It's a lot of things that I've been thinking about, and for a while there I was kind of sitting in my depression and sort of just accepting that it wasn't going to happen, that there was something wrong with me and my body, and I was too fat, I was too overweight, I was too this, too that, too depressed. Actually, it's kind of funny, like when I went to get my pap smear done, they had a lot of mental health questions on the form when you wait for your doctor to come check you out and everything. And on the questionnaire, it was a lot of mental health issues, a lot of mental health questions, and I answered honestly. And now I kind of feel like I shouldn't have done that, because when I went in, before she even, you know, had me sit down and we did the thing, she told me, you know, this is very worrying. You have a lot of depression, I can tell, a lot of anxiety, I can tell. And are you sure that you are ready to take on having a baby with all of those mental health issues on top of it? And I felt like I had to defend myself right away. I felt like I had to get defensive and be like, I'm working on it. I'm going to see a therapist. I'm getting medication. I'm getting things, you know, that I need to get in order. And I felt like I needed to really defend my own autonomy to have a baby, and like it felt like I was really being judged because I am not in the best of spaces, and I haven't been in the best of emotional spaces that like you should probably be in when you are deciding to have kids. But I'm getting older, and I always envisioned what my baby would look like. I always felt like I would have this like redhead with a big round head running around. And because originally I am a redhead. I dye my hair. I've dyed my hair since I was like 12. Brandon has blonde hair and a red beard, so I figure that when that time does come, there will be either blonde or a redhead. So I have this like whole vision of what our baby will look like. And it was really discouraging going to the doctor after making these decisions for myself, making these health decisions to improve my health and improve my well-being and everything, and hearing that I might not actually be ready if I'm suffering with all of these mental illnesses. And it's kind of sad because like I've dealt with them since childhood. You know, we didn't have insurance when I was a kid, so I was never able to talk to anybody or a therapist or anything like that. Or like we didn't even go to the doctor when we had the flu. Like we stuck things up, stood our ground. I don't know. We took care of things on our own. We you know, would get like over-the-counter medicine and stuff for that. So as an adult, I've been really just trying to take care of those things. I'm trying to really start to take care of myself, and I'm hoping that this depression, you know, it's a thing that I've had since I was 14, 13, getting bullied in school, having, you know, emotionally neglectful or physically neglectful guardians and parents. Not you, Mom. Because I know she's probably going to watch this. Not you, more like other members of the family, having sexual abuse and trauma, all of that. It just all kind of came to a head this year of all years. And there was no real rhyme or reason for why I decided to seek help this year. It was really just me being sick of it. You ever have those days, like even just like the other day, I was like, you know, upset about my PCOS, and I was like a little tearful about it, and then I looked down at our floor and it was disgusting. It was so dirty, and there was like cat hair like piled up on the, you know, sides of the floor, and I felt gross just being in that space. So I, all day that day, the day I found out I had it, I deep cleaned the entire house. I spent hours, like 4 or 5 hours cleaning. 2 hours in specific in the kitchen, getting all the grime off like the perimeter of the walls and floors. And I didn't even really realize that it was like depression cleaning until my aunt said something about that to my mom. My mom was like, I didn't even realize what you did today. It was depression cleaning. And I was like, huh, I didn't realize that either. But yeah, I just wanted to be able to talk to you guys about stuff like this that's going on in my life, because sometimes I feel like you don't really know me as a person. You don't really know who I am. And the depressive side of me, the darker side of me, sometimes struggles with that, because sometimes I'm like, these people who say such nice things in my videos and watch my videos and like wait for the notification of me to release one, they wouldn't feel the same if they knew who I really am. Like, they wouldn't actually care about me or love me if they knew who I really am. Because I talk about The Sims, I create storylines for other beings, you know, I create all sorts of different things, but you never really see who I really am. I never interject my own opinions or my own thoughts or like my own struggles or things that I'm dealing with. Every once in a while, maybe I'll make a post or something, but I struggle a lot with like imposter syndrome, thinking that these people who seem to care about me a lot wouldn't actually care about me if they knew how I really felt, who I really was, what my real thoughts are on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, that could be like the depression and the, like I said, the darker side talking, but it really is a real feeling. It's a real feeling. If you want, I can do more videos like this where I just talk about what's going on. I also want to start doing more vlogging of like trips that we go on. Like usually we're trying to work on our physical and mental health this year, right? So going along with that, we're gonna start hiking when the weather gets better, start going to like national parks all around Minnesota, because shoot, like we can't leave Minnesota. We can at least try and, I don't know, explore it a little bit. start to really appreciate where we're from, who we are, where we come from, and, you know, get a little fitness and health in there on the way. But yeah, let me know if this is something that you'd be interested in watching, or if you even care. It's okay either way. If you just want me to just stick to doing simming, that's okay. I can keep this part of myself to myself. I know that, like, if my face is in any of the videos, it gets like dramatically less views, and that's okay. I've never really been like upset about that. I just I think I'm ready to share more, and if you're not, just let me know. But I do have to take this dog on a walk, so maybe I can take you with me when we do that. It's raining, so I don't know how much we can get done. We might just go around the block. I wanted to go to the park. It's only like a block away, but again, raining, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to take her for a walk though, so let's go meet Foxy Cleopatra. She's a whole lot of doggy, girl. Ooh. She's a whole lot of doggy. Foxy Cleopatra, are you ready to go on a walk? Do you want to go outside? I know my cat wants to go outside. Do you want to go outside, Foxy? Yeah? You want to go outside? Go for a walk? Okay, let's go. Look at this one. He's pacing. He's like, let me outside. Princey. I know. He just wants to go outside so bad. Okay, well, maybe later. But it's raining, and this dog has to pee, so... I know. All right, Foxy, let's go. Oh my gosh. She just went around my legs like in 101 Dalmatians. Okay, let's go. Okay. Oh my God. Are you serious? This is the worst introduction to a walk that I've ever witnessed. All right, let's go. Oh my gosh. It is beautiful today. I mean, it's rainy, but it's always beautiful when things can start anew. What are you smelling? We haven't even left the house. We got Foxy from a family friend who had like the same breed of dog, actually like the same family of a dog that my sister owned. This is like my sister's dog's cousin. So we're fostering her until my sister can come get her from Oklahoma. And that's gonna be a couple months. So yeah, she's really adorable. She's half, she just walks sideways like that. She is half Chihuahua, half Black Lab. Aren't you? Oh my goodness. What do you smell? I know everybody walks their dogs on this sidewalk, so. Foxy Cleopatra, let's go. Good girl. And I did not yank hard. I just yanked a little so she knew what was up. Girl, sniffing every corner, but I have yet to see her ever pee or poop on these walks, but I am always prepared. Girl, if we don't walk, listen, I'm trying to be healthier. I don't know what you're doing. Let's go. Oh, let's get this away from your elbow. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. I want to get her a harness because I hate that she has to like yank by her neck. I hate that about collars. We're just going to go around the block, Foxy. Whoa, where are you going? Again, under the arm? Okay, I probably got to put this phone away. This thing finally peed for the first time on a walk since I've had her, so that's good. I've never seen a poo though. Ooh, oh my God. This girl is literally running circles around me. But yeah, April showers bring May flowers. All right, I'm ready to go in. How about you, Foxy? You ready? Let's go. All right, I'm back, significantly wetter. But I am back. That was a nice little walk. She peed once. Didn't get a poo-poo. Oh well. Anyways, that is gonna be it for today. Again, just let me know what you think in the comments. Please just don't be hurtful or disrespectful. I know you guys never really are, but I for real probably won't be able to handle it if it's like super disrespectful. So constructive, yes. Disrespectful, not really. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you so much. And I guess I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, loves. Mwah.